Audio Jungle.
Welcome back to another Buddies, Booze, Banters, Unfiltered Conversations. I'm Rick.
I'm Michael.
I'm Alejandro Hot Sauce.
Yeah, what is that? Where do you get that?
It's all one word. All
no, I
lowercase.
get that, but I mean, you have it on all your social media posts.
Yeah,
your
I
names.
love sauce.
Does that mean you're hot?
Yeah, hot sauce. One word, all lowercase.
Okay.
Yeah, I love sauce.
I learned something new today.
Kara knows. Yeah, I go to the bathroom. She comes back. She's like, "I got the sauce for you."
Oh Lord.
I'm like, "That's
Oh,
very nice."
God.
I am
No more
not a
poop
sauce
stuff.
person.
We had that the last
The
time.
sauce. She's got the sauce.
Not going to be
No,
poop?
she introduced me to Taco Casa. They got the sauce.
My nephew works at Taco Casa.
The one at Windstar?
No, the one in
I was gonna ask.
40.
I was gonna ask him for him next time.
Yeah, he actually lives in what is it? In Forney.
40,
Drives
that's what I
all the way
said.
up there.
Oh my god.
No, he takes a scooter because it's
And we don't mean like
cup.
a Vespa scooter. This is like a Lime scooter.
like about a mile from their house.
Okay.
Yeah. So
No, I
What
like,
kind of music is this?
what does that say? Canal?
It's titled "Chill and Authentic." Sorry,
Aesthetic.
Rick. Are you curious about that sound?
what the hell? Yeah.
Sound like a cow, kind of like.
My mind wasn't there, trust me. Whoa. It's been a long time since I heard that. Anyhow, welcome to the podcast. And we're going to try to, pass the baton over to this one over here because he seems to be so quiet all the time.
I'm never quiet. I always have my
You got nothing
opinion.
to say.
I have a lot to say if it's something that's important.
Well, say it. We're waiting.
Well, I mean, we're going to talk about sports right now.
All right. I'm good about sports.
I mean, everybody knows that I've got season tickets to the Mavs and the Stars.
we do.
See if you ever get invited again.
Michael, you can take me anytime.
Okay, cool. I just lost one, gained another one. So
Oh, well.
that's all for this stuff is. So on one aspect is the one.
I'll meet you at the pub for a drink before you go.
I will also be there.
I mean, the one thing that I mean, it's like I love sports. Everybody knows it and all this stuff is. And it's like I've had season tickets, platinum level season tickets for over 20 years. And I didn't realize it until they've come out with the invoice for next season.
Cha-ching.
And for 20 years, I mean, we've had some increases or whatever, but I guarantee you the increase that's going for this next season in 1 year is more of an increase than I've had for the first over 20 years. And it's like, oh my God, because it's like,
Well, should you not be surprised? Everything in the United States going up in costs.
well, it's like it's like I'd gotten that or whatever, and I didn't even
You
think.
sound surprised.
Well, I was when I saw it because it's like it took me a week before I looked at the invoice. It was online. They told me it was online, so I didn't have to. So I didn't have
There's
to.
a little technology involved there.
Yeah, so it's like I had to go to look at it. It's like
It wasn't
but
in one of his
but it's-
spreadsheets.
but it's not due until next month. I mean, the middle of next month or whatever.
Yeah, is it the full amount or half?
What?
Is the full amount due or half?
Well, it depends. No, I'm going to pay it all. Because then it's like I get my suite if you pay it all up at the due
yeah,
date.
yeah.
And if
Which
you pay it all up front,
apparently
then I
I'm
get
not
my
going to be
suite.
invited to, right?
Well, of course you're not now or whatever.
Okay.
You just
Just
shot your
checking.
mouth off.
Just checking.
So that was just.
I remember
mean,
shit
that was
too.
a thing because like a friend of mine told me, he said, I heard that the Mavs season tickets went up, unbelievable, and their fans are pissed off or whatever. And I go, I didn't think anything about it, and then eventually I looked at my invoice. And I'm like, oh my God. So, and then I text my girl or whatever, and she said,
text my girl.
Well, because it's like I got a contact.
You
for
text
my thing.
your contact at the AAC, not your girl.
No, I always
She
call
could be
it.
his girl.
Yeah.
No,
I
he's-
can
no.
see that.
This is the first time he ever met her in person was like just a month ago after several years.
But she likes me. She texts me all and includes me on a lot of other stuff now or whatever. But she did. I mean, but I'm just
That was kind of
I got a
open-ended.
girl. I got a suit girl. I got a ticket girl. I got a
He's got a lot of girls.
Yeah, well.
My suit girl is I spend
Your
a lot of.
suit or soup?
I have a suit girl. Yeah, she comes to the office. She sells me suits at the office.
Is it just because of the measurements she does?
No,
The inseams and everything.
she did
And
it
so,
all,
what do you
yeah.
wear suits for?
I wear 3-piece suits only. I wore one to Teddy Bear. I
Yeah,
looked
but
really
I
good
mean,
in it. I don't fit in it
I haven't
anymore.
seen. Yeah, well,
That's the answer.
That's a given.
It's literally, you're like, I haven't seen it because it doesn't fit anymore.
I haven't seen you in a suit in a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
I'm trying to think of teddy bear. It's like,
No, we're talking about teddy bear like 2 years ago, not like
yeah,
last
I know.
year.
It wasn't
like 2
last
years
year.
ago.
So I mean, God, you couldn't fit into this year for teddy bear.
yep.
So, I mean, so that's kind of like a disappointment. Now, granted, I'm still going to pay the increase or whatever. And it's like, it's going to be due.
Are you surprised at all?
Well, I wasn't surprised it went up. I was just surprised of the percentage.
What was the percentage?
Well, he
What'd you
obviously
say?
that would give away actually what he does pay.
It's like I did not
He
figure
actually,
it out.
I guarantee he did calculate it. He
No, I
just not gonna
didn't.
talk
No,
about
I
it.
didn't. I
Which
didn't.
is fine. I was just curious.
No, this is a numbers guide. So I'm sure he calculated.
I'm not a numbers girl. That's why I'm asking.
Well-
this is a number guy.
Let's just let me put it this way.
Uh-huh,
So
see?
you still
Let me just
won't
put it
fit-
this way.
Well, no, because it's like I didn't calculate it, but I'm just saying this from when I
You can calculate in your head.
Well, no, it's like on the percentages or whatever. I can tell you the amount, but I just couldn't do the percentages or whatever. But I'm just telling you, it's from when I first got the tickets or whatever, and to last. I mean, this season that's going on is the increase from the original each year was it only went up 3,500.
So from 2000 to
from
last year, it went up 3,500.
Yes,
Overall.
overall.
Yeah, over
Okay.
20.
Yeah.
Which
2
is,
plus years.
again, you had the COVIDs or whatever, but it's like they could have done whatever. But stuff. It went up $4,000 this year from last year.
It's called catch up.
That's true.
I mean,
I
literally.
get, no, I get, I mean, I get it, but it was just. Like,
I mean,
was
it's just
kinda
like rent. Your rent goes up a lot more than your percentage that you went up there over 22 years.
I know. So I was just kind of like, oh wow, I'm still gonna do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's because he's semi-retired and he's just like counting his pennies. Not
Well-
that he needs to, but he's counting his pennies. You know, like, oh, I get spend this money.
No, I'm not, but I'm just saying it's just one of those things that just hit me. That's just like, oh wow. Because originally, when I originally
It's
did
expensive
this,
to enjoy life.
I guess
I don't know
so.
why Rick's just biting the hand that feeds.
I
mean,
know
let
because
it
it's like,
go.
see if he ever goes again.
He'll
But
let
it's-
me go again.
But it's just like, it's like you got the choice where you can pay it in full at the beginning, where it's like, so in the middle of March, I'm gonna have to pay it in full.
Let Rick-
Do you miss the shit that he throws at me
I
all
don't
the time?
mind that Rick gets to go, but the fake photos, man, the
There's no fake photos.
the filters, they're just out of control.
There's no fake
He
photos.
looks like a fake porcelain doll or something.
But it's like I get a bit, but it's like you pay it in full. You can pay it later or whatever. But it's like if you pay it in full, you get a suite, and it's like a free suite or whatever. So I get to invite about 24 people and go to the suite. And it's like that is the huge event.
No,
It's
that's
like,
actually a great event. so.
it is like that is like
Maybe I'll get to go next year.
I doubt it.
I know.
He pretty much has
I'm,
that set in
I'm like
stone.
the 25th.
No, you're
Yeah.
probably like 30th.
You think 30th?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. You got now until then to just to make me to put you on the list.
Uh-oh.
I'm
That's a challenge.
producing your podcast.
Well. Still.
This is more for him. You got to do something for
What do you
me.
mean this is
Gotcha.
more from me?
I had just what I said.
Rick is definitely the top to this podcast.
It is.
Well, I mean, it's obvious.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's
so that was just like a little that hurt me seeing all that stuff is, but I'm still going to do it or whatever and everything because somebody said, "Are you going to not do it?" It's like, bullshit. I've been doing this for over 20 years. I've enjoyed it. People love going to the games with me.
We do. Apparently, I can't go anymore, though.
Well, that's true. But I like I said, but so all that stuff is. But as of right now, is the Mavs are doing well. I mean, they are kind of like on a roll. So it's like we've got to see. They got to keep winning or whatever. The Stars are doing well. They're first in their division, except they lost in overtime last night. But they got a point.
Now, and you need to explain the whole. They didn't win, but they got a point.
Well, because in hockey, it's all about points. You get 2 points for a win, 0 points for a loss. If you go into overtime, then the losing team gets 1 point, and then the winning team gets 2 points. So at least for the Stars, they got their 2 points because it went into overtime.
And that obviously affects the playoff side of things, right?
Yeah, because ultimately you need points. Because
You know what I'm talking about.
well, I know because I taught you well.
Here we go.
So it's like at least
But I can't go anymore, so you can't teach me anymore.
Getting points is a big thing. You want to get 2 points and all that stuff is, but that's the key where you want to go. So right now they're in first, but there's 3 teams that are battling it or whatever and stuff like that is. But it's like you want to make sure you're doing well in the playoffs or whatever. I mean, when it comes playoff time is. So the Stars are really doing well. The Mavs are doing okay. They're in the playoffs and all that stuff is. They just need to keep winning. And the one thing I was shocked that I saw something because a couple of weeks ago or a week ago or whatever on online or whatever, so you don't ever know if it's true or whatever, that
Well, you can research it.
well, you could or whatever, but it's just like it's just people's opinions on sports because everybody says,
Oh, yeah, you have those.
yeah. So it's like, but they were saying is because with the trade that the Mavs made at the end of the trade deadline is making them a better team was where they had them in the top 5 of the teams that could maybe go all the way. And it's like, wow. And the Mavs were on a 6 or 7 game winning streak. They lost their last one, but you never know. I mean, like I said, you never know. Playoff time, anything can happen. So I'm looking forward to it. It can or cannot happen or whatever, but anything's possible. Mm-hmm. But I do love my sports. I'll
But you're
keep
still
it.
like mid-season, right?
No.
Oh, you're over 50%.
Yeah, because season ends in April, mid-April, I think for both of them, and then the playoffs start.
Gotcha.
And so you want to be a good seed or whatever, and all that stuff is because like the Stars made it to the Final Four last year. Mavs did not make the playoffs, but hopefully it will change this year.
I mean, the Stars definitely did. And that actually was a good playoff.
It was.
A lot of excitement there for sure.
Because playoffs is totally different, especially if you've never been to a playoff game for hockey.
Have you, Alex?
No, I've never been to a playoff game for hockey.
Well, because
Yeah, I was kind of rubbing that in.
For hockey is one of those sports where it's just like you can go on and on and on and on and
It
on
can,
in the playoffs or whatever. Because in the regular season, it's like okay, if the game's tied, then they will do a 3-on-3 for 5 minutes. Whoever scores, you win and you get the extra point. You get the 2 points or whatever, and the other team gets the 1 point. After 5 minutes, nobody scores, then you do a shootout. And then whoever wins the shootout gets that extra point or whatever. That's how it is in the regular season. In the playoffs, you clear the ice just like another period and you start a new period. And then it's like first goal wins the game. If nobody scores in that first overtime in that 20 minutes, they clear the ice, do the ice and all that stuff and they can go on, and then they'll do another second. I mean, I've been there where it's just like the overtime has been longer than the regulation. Because I've been there twice where it's gone to 4 overtime periods. Where it's like the first time it happened is like in the mid 2000s or whatever. The game started at 6 o'clock. Did not end until 1:30 that morning. And unfortunately, the Stars lost that game. It was against Anaheim, and I was pissed. Well, I guess I was pissed, but at least the bar was still open, so every period we kept getting drinks.
Yeah, that's true.
So hockey is a totally unique atmosphere for playoff time. This is for basketball or whatever. It's the same or whatever. You play 5 minutes and then it's like okay, if you win, whoever wins. If you don't, you do another 5 minutes. But that's different than doing a whole different period waiting for the next goal or whatever. But I will tell anybody that's listening out there on our web podcast, contact me and tell me you want to go to a game, Mavs or Stars.
But you're opening a Pandora's box there.
Well, I am. I'm just seeing if who's out there listening. So contact me and tell me you want to go to a game.
Alex, have you contacted him?
I was about to shoot him a text right now.
Okay. Because I'm just going to say
I had a great time. Thanks for inviting me to one game. I had a great time.
Yeah, I invited you.
No, but I've invited him to last season.
No, but both times that you went, I invited you.
Well, no, but last season I took you and you and I went to a game.
And we had a great time.
Yeah, I know.
I always have a great time.
But
And
I'm just,
tip- and I
I'm
tip
just saying,
really well.
this is just something for people that are out there. Contact me and tell me you want to go to a game, and it's like, the first person or whatever that can kind of out there and do.
Oh, so
it.
you're limiting it out. Okay.
Well, because it's like
just make sure you do that. Okay.
Well, yeah, I am the first person that kind of comes out there. I will take you to a game, Mavs or Stars. You don't get the choice or whatever, but it's the game or whatever. I'm just telling you.
You don't
I was
like
I'll take
basketball?
it.
Screw you.
Well, but it's just like going and having a good time with me, having a drink with me or whatever. It's like that would be an awesome time because it's like,
Sure.
Rick, do you have good times?
Absolutely, I do. I mean,
Alex, did you have a
This is
good
our-
time?
this
Did
is
you have a
amazing
good
time.
time
this is
when
our
you went with me?
banter.
Yeah, I had an amazing time.
This is our banter.
Now,
Come
granted,
on.
you went with him when I gave
I
him the
thought of you
tickets
the
or
whole-
whatever.
the
But
whole
it's,
time, though.
But it's like I've taken you to a game before.
Have you?
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if he has. I didn't want to say anything.
He hasn't.
Yes, he did. Oh,
wasn't
you
sure.
want to bet? I got the spreadsheet.
I
I,
don't-
can
I
tell
don't-
you.
He does have
I
spreadsheet.
can,
I bet I don't want to bet though.
But
I'm
you've
not
gone to
sure.
two
I
games with
can,
me.
I can,
That's what I think, too.
I can tell
He-
you
no, he
the
hasn't.
exact
Okay, that's what I thought.
game
You know,
that I took
it's
you last
dementia.
season.
It runs in the family. It's dementia.
Okay.
But I'm just telling you. I'm telling you. It's like I can tell you the exact game I took you last season.
Okay.
Oh, please do call him
yeah.
on it.
I'm ready.
Do call him on it.
I'm ready.
Because all I have to do is just go to my computer and I'll tell you.
so
blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, I
It's
wanna see
in
that
the
one.
computer.
wanna
I
see
can
it.
tell you in all the games I've given. I mean, I've taken you or I've given you the tickets.
I don't know if you can actually do that because I've gone to a lot of games with you.
Believe it. You
And
don't
yes,
think it's
I've
on-
been
you don't
very
think- you don't-
privileged.
You don't think it's on my spreadsheet?
Yeah, actually, I do.
I have to keep track of all this stuff.
No, because you have nothing else to do.
Well, no. It's
I mean, that's his excitement
It's
right
like
now.
it's like I keep a list or whatever because it's like a lot of people want to go, so it's like I try to spread it around. Some people each season goes a little bit more than others, but I could tell you it's like if I go to my computer, who's gone this year, what games they went to. I can tell you how many games you've gone this time, whether it's been a Mavs or a Stars.
Bottom line, as long as it's me who has gone to the most.
Well, so far this season, I can say is yes, you have.
Oh, but apparently I'm not going anymore.
No, that's true. So we'll see if somebody can catch up with you.
They might.
See, that's the part is don't piss me off or whatever. You can bite the hand
Okay.
that feeds you.
Literally, this is our banter. I mean, okay, so everybody needs to understand this. The whole premise behind this entire podcast isn't because it was just a brainchild just to actually talk shit the entire podcast. It was about because we do talk shit when we get together and we have cocktails over our pub and we just talk shit. I mean, and we do it for hours, him and I, hours on end, you know, and he has strong opinions. I have strong opinions. And, you know, we are just back and forth about the whole thing. That's what this is about.
But
Don't be so sensitive.
I only get sensitive if you talk about certain topics or whatever. Otherwise, I'm not. But I'm going to be interesting to see if whoever's listening out there. Now, granted, I'm not going to pay for somebody that's going to be thousands and thousands of miles. I'm not paying for your airfare to come here or whatever.
Dallas-based listener only.
Well, it's like, but it's like
Or
even if you're
DFW,
not,
DFW.
even if you're not,
Well, you're flying through DFW.
even if not, then you got to pay yourself here because I'm not paying it. We're just going to the game. That's all I'm going to do. I'll pay for your tickets.
I do
and
love-
I'll also make sure pay for your drinks while you're there at the game.
I do like the fact that you think that our entire like spread of where we got the audience is wide. I like
It
that.
could be,
No,
because-
I love that. I love that.
I
No,
know,
I know
I'm-
that a couple of the people that we have actually come across. I mean, there was one. What's the country that we're in? It's like, oh crap. I was like Belgium. I mean, we have somebody in
That's
Belgium.
loud. You know that when I set my drink down.
Somebody in Belgium likes to watch us.
Oh, cool.
And listen to us. So I'm not sure if it's somebody I know or you know or just some random person. But I mean, Belgium seems to be kind of flopping up every time. So most of the places are
like I
Dallas.
said, I'm throwing it out there. So it's like listeners, it's like you got an opportunity.
Okay. So how many minutes are we on?
We're on 19 minutes. Are you entertained?
I did pretty good.
No, you did good. You did good.
No, you did
I
good.
did
You
good.
You did good.
And I've actually put something out there for our audience.
That's right.
To kind of like reach out and tell me, and it's like, ooh, you could win a prize.
I'm going to be first.
Did you already send the message?
No, I'm going to. And if I don't win,
No.
I'm suing.
I will, no, Alex, I will take you to a game. That's not part of this thing is because you're not eligible for this, but I will still take you to a game.
Anyhow,
That sounds like a cow.
that sounds like something, but I mean, well, let's kind of move on something. I mean, you got anything else?
No.
You sure?
I just took 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, I mean, the podcast is usually 30 or 40. I mean,
Well, I know, but I did good. You're blaming me. It's like I have nothing to talk about, and I just
I'm sorry.
did. And
Who
I
did the last 5?
And I offered our listeners a chance to win a prize of me.
I like the
to
fact
go
that
to
you're
a
looking
game.
straight into the camera.
I
I
am.
offered.
It'll be interesting to see if anybody does.
I'm sure somebody. Well, first of all, how are they supposed to get a hold of you?
Instagram right now is because we're tagged on Instagram.
You can definitely. Well, you can also do it at info@buddiesbantersbooze.com. So
Okay.
I mean, and then obviously he will get that as well. So
I will because
The
he'll tell me because I don't know any of this
yeah,
shit.
technology. I mean, we're also on TikTok, and we're also on Facebook
TikTok,
and Instagram. So
Okay.
anywhere out there, if you're active, you see us out there, definitely follow us. So, but let's talk about Beyonce.
Okay.
I like Beyonce.
I know you do.
Yeah, we talk about Beyonce a lot.
Well, what I'm going to talk about is that the Queen of Country has signed on and says that she loves the fact that Beyonce has done a country music.
Okay,
wall.
wait. Who's the queen of country?
I'm asking you that. Who do you think the Queen is?
Well,
I'm turning this away so you don't see it.
I didn't see that or whatever, but I'm just saying.
Well, that's
okay.
because you need glasses. But
Well, that's true or whatever. But it's like you're talking about queen of country. It's like I put Dolly up there.
bingo.
Okay.
Yeah, Dolly has come out and
But I wouldn't say she's the queen of country.
Oh, no, she is
But-
now. She is now.
But because it's like there's been several, and
Well, no, they're all dead now.
I mean, because
They're all dead now.
Loretta Lynn died, or whatever.
Unfortunately, yes.
So
And she was great. But I
she
mean,
might
she-
be the oldest.
I don't
right?
think Loretta Lynn really had a significant impact as much as over years as Dolly has.
Oh,
I mean, you're wrong.
for the time or whatever, I'd say no. I mean, but Dolly's one that crossed over into pop and all this other stuff and did movies. Loretta Lynn didn't do that or whatever.
Yeah, well, I'm just excited that Dolly has basically gone out there publicly and said, I am excited that Beyonce has done a country music Western album and full-heartedly 100% supports her. She's a big fan of Beyonce. She's extremely excited about the actual album. She congratulates her on the album. So having somebody in that field, that space, that lane, because we've obviously had a lot of kickback about a black woman doing country and western. I think it's great. And you got to look at Dolly, who actually got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame last year, and she was like, "I'm not a rock and roller," but she just created a rock and roll album.
Yeah.
The point being is diversity in these genres can happen across
It
the board.
always has. It's just now. Now everybody's complaining about everything.
Well, they're complaining about this in the case of this race. Let's be honest.
Please.
It is. I'm just saying. I love.
I
her
mean,
two
it's like
songs.
I'm not denying it or whatever and stuff like, but it's stupid.
She
we got a lot
literally-
of stupid people that complain about stupid shit.
I mean, she's actually topping the charts
Well, good for
and
her.
the country charts.
Good for
hers.
her.
I love it. I mean, it's great. I mean, I love the fact that across the world it's gone and everybody's dancing into it. I mean, that's the whole thing about music and entertainment is people get thrilled and enjoyment about it. And that's exactly, I mean, I don't believe there's an ulterior motive with Beyonce. She just knows good music,
Yes.
and she's doing it. So I commend her, and I commend, obviously, our Queen Dolly Parton in actually agreeing with it. So
I love Dolly.
Dolly's incredible. Dolly is actually incredible. So, I'm actually a fan of another person.
Oh, I'm shocked. I am.
Are you shocked?
I'm just shocked.
Well,
Because
and I want to talk about this only because there's been
it's
a
not
lot.
poop, is it?
No, it's not Pip.
Okay, good. I'm tired of that.
A lot of people have actually, bashed her, saying that it's all a publicity stunt and things of that sort. And this came out from the coach of the KC Chiefs. And it was Taylor Swift, he said, that actually made homemade Pop-Tarts for the team.
Well, cool.
So this is a $1 billion woman, $1 billion girl. and who has been just
And
consistently
she made Pop-Tarts?
homemade Pop-Tarts, slammed in the media, slammed on the right and the left and all this.
How do you make homemade Pop-Tarts?
I don't
I'm
know.
curious.
That's a question for Taylor.
I'll slide into her DMs. for
Slide
that.
into. Don't be surprised she won't answer back. I mean, because apparently she does. I mean, she even invites people to her home, so which is kind of crazy.
Oh, I've seen all of that stuff. She seems like a pretty cool person.
Yeah, but I love the fact that she's so down to earth. I mean, being a billionaire that she is now, and the influence that she actually has. There's actually a museum in London that actually is hiring a specialist of Taylor Swift to basically convey everything about her in the museum.
Wow.
Yeah, it's the impact that she's made on the world, not just the United States, is incredible. The impact that she's made on music, the impact that she's made on pop culture, the impact that she's making on politics. Because Mr. Orange is out there saying he's more popular than she is, which is clearly look at her.
Mr. Cheeto?
Just look at her Australian tour. I mean, she did 6 shows in Australia, 500,000 people in 6 shows. Are you kidding me? And the best thing about Australia is not really any crime, no issues. I mean, you look at those stadiums and the videos you're seeing is like, oh man, we'd be fighting like hell in the United States in that size stadium. We're 96,000 people. I mean, there'd be like cops lined up. The cops, when they're actually walking out of those stadiums, they're telling them how to get home and giving them directions. I mean, that says something different about the Australians and the police there, though. But again, I mean, just the impact that she's making on so many different areas. And I'm just a normal girl making Pop-Tarts for the Chiefs who happens to be working for my boyfriend. Isn't that awesome?
I get it.
I'm trying to be a little bit less controversial here. Okay?
I know. But I'm also me thinking about it because you just talked about the big stadiums that she's been doing or whatever. I'm used to because with my tickets with the American Airlines Center,
Here we go again.
any concert that's at there, I get the opportunity to buy tickets.
How many seats in the AAC?
I can used to I could get up to 10. Now I
No,
don't.
how many seats actually in the stadium?
There's about
Arena?
20,000.
No. Okay.
So
Well, in
I mean,
Melbourne-
but the key, the point I was going to say is because Taylor Swift will not come to the American Airlines Center
It's too small.
because she's going to go to Jerry World, which is in Arlington or whatever, where they can have like 80,000 tickets or whatever, sell a show or whatever.
Well, I'm pretty sure if she comes back to Jerry's World, she's going to ask for more because
more seats.
Yes.
They can only do 100. I mean,
105. They can do 105
Well, no, that is
with some redesign. They could do 105.
No, well, yeah, for a sporting event, but then but you're putting a stage on the field,
Figure
so you
it
can't
out.
do that.
Figure it out.
But
There's standing rears. There's seating on the field.
I'm just saying is like these big ones or whatever is like I don't get to see them at the American Airlines Center, so it's like I'm bummed about
Well,
that.
I mean, and there are some things that you give away by not seeing it in a more intimate setting, whether
I
it be
get it.
40,000 or 20,000, whatever it may be. But her Melbourne tour, the Melbourne 3 shows that she did, had 96,000 people every night. Her actual Sydney, which she just finished up on Sunday, was 75,000 each night. I mean, just phenomenal. Now, 96 is the biggest that she's ever done. She acknowledged that to everybody there.
Well, like I said, it's like I know it's changed and all that stuff is because I can remember Garth Brooks is a huge star or whatever.
Yeah, we saw him at the AT&T Center.
Well, but I'm just saying is this was
With his wife.
this might have been
Badass concert.
this might have been 10, I don't know, 10, let's say 10 years ago or whatever. Garth Brooks did a concert at the American Airlines Center. He actually did 7 shows at the American Airlines Center.
AM and PM, right?
Well, but he would do, it was like at 7 p.m. and then it would be like 11 p.m. But it turned out to be more like midnight. But it was like he would do 2 shows at the American Airlines Center, and there was a total over 4 days, 7 shows or whatever. So it's like unbelievable or whatever. But then the next time he came here to Dallas, which had been last year.
That's still less than actually she did in 3 nights.
Last year, then he went to the Jerry World where you can do like 80, and I think he did maybe 2 shows, maybe 3 or whatever. Got the same amount of people or whatever. But it's just like, for me, it's a bum because like I got access to the American Airlines Center. I don't have it to Jerry World.
Yeah, well,
unless they start sponsoring us.
I just don't like the traffic either.
Well, because it's so further. It's like going to Arlington, where it's just like going to the American Airlines Center.
I still hate Laura Miller for that.
I can be home in 20 minutes after any event.
I can be home in 5.
Well, that's fine.
I walk home.
I mean,
Literally
but
across
for
the
me,
street.
it's like I'm home in 20 minutes after the game.
Yeah.
That must be nice.
It is.
It really is.
And that's where it's just like, okay,
And
for
sometimes
Mavs
we
and
actually
Stars,
hit the pub
'cause
on
it's
the way
close.
home.
But it's just like, but going to, I mean, Arlington or whatever.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's like
Besides the
you said Jerry World. I mean, you said Laura Miller because she does have a lot to
No,
complain.
she fucked it up for us.
Because I mean, Jerry
You
World
listening, Laura?
should have been at the Fair Park. And it's like, no, we're not going to pay this. We're not going to do all this stuff but just if you would have done it, look at all this, the redevelopment and all this stuff is. And I get it where people don't want to pay for sporting events or the owners because they have so much money or whatever. But I guarantee you they bring so much money and so much development and all other stuff that happens. And it's just like, oh. But the Cowboys, as long as Jerry Jones is still the owner or the whatever, it's like they're not going to win a Super Bowl or whatever. But
My dad says the same thing.
oh, I've been to 2 Cowboy Super Bowls or whatever, and it's like I've been thrilled. I've been a Cowboy fan forever, but Jerry Jones has just taken the life out of us. And we're talking about
He's
sports
taking the
again.
wins out of you.
And it's just like Dak right now is the Cowboys for the quarterback for the Cowboys. He's a good quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. And he's about to get probably a huge contract because they think they can do it, but it's like it's just going to trash us for that much longer because Dak's not going to win a Super Bowl.
You heard it here, folks.
You did.
You heard it here. There you go. All right. Well, I mean, it's still like 96,000 people a day for
About
Taylor
what?
Swift.
Okay. We're back to
I mean,
Taylor.
I'm just impressed with it, Joe, to be honest with you. But we're going to end on one subject here, but just simply because
Only
I wanna,
one?
Yeah, because I want to. Really? Don't cut me off.
Oh, please do it again.
I thought that was the end.
No, I actually have one subject.
Oh,
He said one more subject.
One more subject. I mean, we got a few
Not
minutes.
one more sentence.
We're a few minutes.
Subject.
30 minutes.
I'm with Alex. Do it, Alex.
Well, I want to kind of,
the-
like
what do they call
poke
the
the
cook?
bear again, as they say.
Which bear?
What do you think?
I don't know. I'm just asking
bear?
because you got a lot of bears to poke.
bear?
So we sit here and we talk about the economy. We sit here and we talk about immigration, and this kind of goes and clearly there's a certain group of individuals who are against migration, immigration into the United States, and they're also out there saying the economy sucks. Well, apparently the economy is roaring.
Well, it has been.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because of the immigration. We've seen a 50% increase and continuing increase in the actual economy and sustaining of the economy because 50% of the actual individuals impacting them from the labor force are immigrants, which tells me like Americans are lazy.
Because we need them to take the lower paying jobs that nobody
Well,
wants to do.
It's not just that. I mean,
Well, it is
and I
that.
get that's a good argument, especially on the left. But there are highly intelligent individuals who are immigrating to the country as well that are taking like even higher paying jobs. Again, it's across the board. You can't just say, oh, they're a McDonald's or they're a janitor or whatever
Well, no,
it may
I'm
be.
not. But I'm just saying is we need them, but they've
In order for this country to sustain, we need immigration.
yes.
We also need immigration reform. And if the Republicans will get after their asses and actually follow through on what they want to do instead of playing politics and giving something to Donald Trump to win this election, they'll do something.
But they're just going to play politics. So it's like
Kind of goes back to what I want to finish with.
okay, go.
Because Michael says vote. Go vote.
I did. I'm telling
vote.
you got to vote. Vote moderate. Vote for whatever. But okay. Go ahead.
Vote for human decency. Let's be honest. I mean, bottom line, there's so many people who are angry with each other, so many people who hate each other, and they're just going out of their way to basically nasty each other. Vote for human decency from now on.
I agree
It's that
with that.
simple. It's that simple. They may not 100% agree with your policies and vice versa, but as long as they're good people and they actually are looking for good things.
I mean, because used to you could vote and you had differences on political things or whatever. And it's like, all right, you did that, but you still were friends and everything else is. Now it's to the point where it's like you can't stay friends with
I can't
people
be
that-
a friend with a MAGA person.
But it's just like, that's the part where it's just like, let's all go for more like and love than hate and divide.
How do you do that?
With this?
I don't even know how to do that.
I don't know how they do it with like the
Yeah,
it's like
I mean-
the first fingers up or I don't
We're
know
doing
how
a
they
little
do that.
heart with your hand.
There you go. Okay, something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh shit! You got it fine. Clearly, I have no love. So
But I'm just saying it's just like, in reality, we had this discussion before. Let's say the 50% of the people that are in the middle, the 25 extreme on one end, the 25 from the other. But the key for the 50 in the middle, we're not as active as the extremist or whatever and all that stuff is, we've got to just vote and vote for the things that just keep us, that's the sensible things.
I would just like them to show up to the polls.
Well, people are starting to or whatever, and this like they're
I hope so.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens at the end of this year. But I was like,
Well, even the
I think-
primaries. The primaries have an impact too.
well, the
I mean,
primaries,
Early
they-
voting has already started in Texas for the primaries.
I know, but it's like, but you're talking about the top of the tickets. It's already been
Now, of
decided
course,
who
I'm
it's gonna
actually
be.
going to, endorse somebody. Let's call an Aldridge, because we have to do everything to get fucking Ted Cruz out of office.
Oh yeah,
So, Colin Aldridge, and I know him. He's a great guy. He's nice. I've met him a couple times.
I have to.
And he's a moderate. So, that's my take.
I will confirm that divorce.
I see Kara's got something on top of her tongue.
I was just gonna say, my dad has always told me ever since I was, almost able to vote and stuff like that, that, he always said that if you don't vote, you are not allowed to complain.
Yes,
about
I
how-
totally agree.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Even though if you
You
don't
had no
think
right.
that your vote is not going to matter because you're in, a red state or a blue state or whatever, and you don't go vote because you don't think it'll matter, he's like, if you didn't vote,
Yeah, and to be honest with that argument about your vote doesn't count whether it's a blue or red state was defeated in 2016 of the little amounts in those purple states.
yeah.
Significant difference. So
I mean, I can remember is in 2016 when Trump won the first time, there was a big protest in all these states or whatever, and even in Texas or whatever. And you had all these young people that were complaining and they were
their
protesting and all
fault.
this stuff. And you asked them, did you vote?
Nope.
No.
Nope.
And that's the part where I was like,
But of course, there wasn't as much protest in 2016 as it was in 2020.
True.
There was an insurrection.
but that was just for the one day.
No, it started actually.
Well, no, I know.
That started the next day, actually the evening of the
No,
election.
they were planning it or whatever,
Yeah.
but it was just the one day.
I mean,
or
did you
whatever.
see that outtake? I mean, and we'll kind of finish it here. That outtake on one of those conservative groups out there, and he's like, we tried to actually steal the election in 2020, and we tried to actually, take over the government and on January 6th, and obviously we weren't, but we are going to do now because it's all about this. Which I think it's white nationalists or something like that. So I mean, clearly this individual is a part of that group, and he was part of those meetings. So just saying.
But we're going to end up talking more about politics between now and election time or whatever, because it's going to be an interesting, bumpy ride.
Yeah, we got another 8 months
Roughly.
roughly. Ooh. Yeah. Well, enjoy it. Anyhow, we do appreciate you spending some time with us.
Alex, wake up.
We do appreciate. And this was actually a podcast that Michael spoke most of the time, and I did not.
And he
So-
complained
Michael.
about it.
I did not. I look forward to it, and I do appreciate it. Thanks for spending some time with us on Buddies, Booze, Banters, Unfiltered Conversations. I'm Rick,
I'm Michael.
Banter.
and that's Alex. And he's only had one cocktail. Go figure.
Hold the tail. I'm kidding. That
Your
was a joke.
tail?
That was a joke.
I'm a little bit like, what the hell?
Let's
are you
redo this
talking
whole podcast. I didn't mean to say that.
about? Yeah.
We got to start from the
Yeah. You need to take something.